with little Tommy Maper, or Tom Cruise as he's now known, I mean, that has haunted him throughout his career. So start the book off as you mean to go on?
Yeah, you just went out and said he's straight.
And the interesting thing is, as well, that when I first started doing the research, the first thing his lawyer, Bert Fields, wrote to me and said, if you say that he's gay, we will sue. You know, as though... and I wasn't really interested in whether he was gay or not. I mean, lots of people are interested in whether he's gay or not. I was more intrigued about why did this guy, who's known for being so tightly wrapped, so controlled, why was he abusing Oprah's couch, you know, and
testing,
and
he was testing the couch.
He was whatever he was doing to the couch. I tell you, you want to try this on live TV, you try jumping backwards onto a couch, my knee is still hurting after trying it. I did it strictly for research.
But this is where it started for you, right? You were watching Tom Cruise meltdown on television, and you thought, what is going on here?
This is a guy that we've all seen, you know, this is Mr. Control, you know, Cruise and Control. How many thousand times have you read that in articles about him? And here he is, what was he then, 42 years old, twice married, 2 children that he's adopted, watching him chatting about some woman that he's only known for a few days. And as I found out in the research, more than that, just a few weeks before that, he'd have married somebody else, a girl called Sofia Vergara, this beautiful Colombian model that he was romancing, and because she wouldn't join his faith.
Is that the guy that Will Smith set him up with? Who's the guy the girl that Will Smith?
This is the guy that, yeah. So, and again, I found her because I looked through his life, and there was never a day where there wasn't a girl in his life, and that was just a little period. And so hence the opening sentence.
Now, the gay straight thing I have no interest in, because that's personal for every human being. What I'm really interested in the way you handled it was dealing with the Church of Scientology. And I know that you have many supporters who buy your books, and you have a lot of critics who don't like the way you put your books together. But the Church of Scientology is a very difficult organization to go after. Many a journalist, many a writer has just shied away from it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, funnily enough, I got an email from a lovely lady called Paulette Cooper the other day, she was born in Auschwitz, her parents had died there, and she investigated the Scientologists in the 1970s, and they did a whole operation against her to drive her to suicide, to try and get her jailed for making fake bomb threats against them. And it's only after the FBI raided the Los Angeles headquarters of Scientology that she was exonerated. And she sent me a very nice note saying she's read the book and she thought it was absolutely spot on.
And I wonder how many you've got from the other side.
From the Scientologists?
Yeah.
Well, they've sent out and issued a 15-page rebuttal, calling me a bigot and all the rest, and a suppressive person. In fact, I'm proud to be a suppressive person if that means that you are open to outside thoughts. And the interesting thing from that as well is that even the family of the church leader, the guy is a guy called David Miscavige, even members of his family have said, actually, everything they're saying is nonsense. I've lived in this organisation. Well, everything Andrew Morton's saying is accurate.
How different is, you know, from your perspective, Scientology, and I don't know if you're the guy to ask this question too, but you spent the research, from any other religion, any other organisation that all have their own kind of bizarre histories and...
Oh, yeah, I mean, look, I'm not saying that, you know, everybody makes fun of the creationist myth of Scientology. You know, this Lord Xenu brings all these people to Earth and blows them all up, and we've all got these little what's called thetans covering our body, and we've got to knock them all off all day long. You know, you can always make a mock of a religion like that. I mean, my basic premise is that here we live in a world of celebrity. We live in a world of celebrity worship, so that a celebrity has more power, more authority than a member of parliament, than a senator, and here we also live in a world of religious fervour, as we can see every day. And here it kind of collides in Tom Cruise, and that's basically my theory. Initially I thought that, is he some kind of, you know, guy who's been brainwashed into doing it? Then I realised that actually his religion, his faith, and himself and his own character mesh very neatly.
What's interesting about your book is that you don't really pass a judgment on Tom Cruise.
No, I mean, you know, people say it's too scandalous, and then other people say it's not scandalous enough. You know, I try to understand the people that I write about, and I'm often attacked, I'm often criticised for being too sympathetic to them.
Well, in this one, I mean, the funny thing about Tom Cruise is there's a lot of stories in here we've heard before, because he has cruise control. He's hard to get. I mean, how do you actually know what you're getting is real information from the people you talk to? Certainly when it comes to any religious organization like the Church of Scientology, there will be people with access to grind. So how do you know that you are...
Absolutely.
Like, what's in here is legit?
I've been doing these kind of things for a long time, and you realise that everybody's got a story, and the story you want isn't often the story they want to tell you. They want to tell you about, you know, how they didn't like so-and-so inside an organisation. And when you actually meet them all, you know, a lot of them are quite sad because they've had to, what's called, disconnect from their own families, and they're still actually involved in being, you know, they're interested in the organisation. They're almost like, you know, former employees of General Motors who've now retired, but they're still keen to see how GM's doing. And it's exactly the same. They'll still be talking in the kind of jargon, the code that they use. But as an author, what you do, you're almost like a painter. You're building up little dots of insight and so on from lots of different interviews. It's a kind of a pointillistic approach, and you build up a portrait as a result.
Right, and so let's go with that. So if you're doing that dot by dot, essentially it's one tree, one tree, one tree. When you sit back and you see the forest for what it is, do you feel like when this book was published that you got it right? Because I know that you faced a lot of criticism that things in here perhaps aren't accurate or they're just hard to nail down.
No, I think that one of the things that I found more refreshing than anything else are the number of people who have been involved in Scientology, people who know Tom Cruise pretty well. Only last week somebody was saying to me, you know, Andrew, you were far too kind to him, you know. So, but that so many people have written to me saying that they've read the book and they find it an authentic portrait. And more than that, it's kind of sparked a whole worldwide protest against Scientology. There were protests through the internet, and it's kind of. I was thinking about it the other day that this is old technology, a book. Being then incorporated into new technology, the internet, to create this kind of backlash against these people.
Let me ask you this question, because I know lots of wars have been started because of religion. I don't know any that have been started because of L. Ron Hubbard. And I wonder why people are so freaked out by Scientology.
Well, because those people who have been involved and lost their families and had to forced to divorce their wives or their husbands or whatever, then also the fact that it is. They believe that they are a superior race, and obviously in Europe, given our own past, the Second World War and so on, you know, when people start saying, I'm the only one who can help at the scene of an accident, when I'm the only one who has the authority on the mind, when I'm the only one who can tell you how to live your life, then that starts alarm bells ringing, not necessarily in North America, but certainly in Europe. And I've just come back from Germany, where a lot of Germans are very concerned that he is becoming such a powerful figure over there. He's filming his latest movie is called Valkyrie, about Stauffenberg, the officer who tried to kill Hitler, and that has created a real debate there. And you know, the fact that they want to outlaw all psychiatry and all mental health workers, they want to take over the whole drug industry and so on. And it's not like they are some rinky-dink flat Earth society who meet in a pub in the corner. You know, these are people who are well funded. They've got big names behind them, and they are making a difference and making inroads.
Has all of this talk made Tom Cruise less powerful? I mean, there was a time when he could do no wrong. That time is long gone. His movies bomb, and that is Tom Cruise's only real cachet, his opening movies.
I disagree with you. I would say that he's one of the most powerful characters in Hollywood. He will shape the future of Hollywood now.
Behind the scenes?
Yeah, because I mean, he's not just an actor now. He actually runs a studio. He runs United Artists. They will start to incorporate the whole. You know, start to involve their Scientology technicians in there, and so on. And he will shape the future of Hollywood and mass market and what we see in popular culture for the foreseeable future. Even Forbes magazine, he still calls him the most powerful celebrity in the world.
There you go. Has he called you yet about this?
No, in fact, he should be sending me a case of whiskey, because I'm saying on the first page he's not gay.
He's not gay, right. They've threatened to sue you, but have they sued yet? Have they filed anything official?
No, they've not filed anything. And, I mean, they do tend to sue, and I think this is a watershed for them. They sue relentlessly. L. Ron Hubbard, the founder, he used to say, his charmless phrase was, we will shudder into silence anyone who dares to take them on. Well, this time, you know, we'll wait and see, but, you know, hopefully they'll sit on their hands on this one.
Very cool. Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming in.
Nice to see you, Joe.
Good morning. Good to have you on the show. Tom Cruise, unauthorized biography. That's the book that he's written here. Okay, when the hour returns, we will tell you about the greatest thing ever, and we've got a legend of British comedy.